Welcome back to Live to Thrive. Also a big welcome if you're new here. This ep documents a weird transition in our travels between some major events. From thoroughly enjoying exploring the beautiful southeast Queensland to some necessary car and van maintenance.
You hit the caravan on the left, Sean.
Then, what was meant to be a brief trip home for a birthday turned into a COVID outbreak and unexpected lockdown.
Complete lockdown in Queensland.
That left us stuck in the wrong state with nothing but a backpack and some clothes.
We just booked the flights and they just changed the restrictions to 1 a.m.
Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Sean.
After meeting through our mutual love of travel, we've committed ourselves to designing a life where we can pursue our careers, yet satisfy our cravings for adventures.
In Season 2, we have set those foundations and we're northbound for Queensland.
Follow us on our journey as we live full-time in our off-grid caravan.
And explore all the gems Australia has to offer.
Hey guys, thanks for returning. If you're new here, check out the latest couple of eps where we ditch the caravan and camp on Moreton and Gari Island, showcasing some of the best of southeast Queensland islands. Between Moreton and Gari Island, we spent a week or so in the Sunshine Coast hinterland. I was busy with work, so we only saw a select few places. So after our time in Moreton, we've decided to come back to the mountains for a night, and we're staying in this cute little Airbnb, which is near Mullaney in a place called Conandale, I think. And this is it. We're gonna have a shower.
Finally.
Yay!
So salty. Give me the power. Charging everything.
So we've just come from Mullaney to the McCarthy Lookout.
So that's Mount Biwa. That little guy is Coonarin. And the one at the back there is Tibragargan, which we climbed at not long ago. And far in the distance there you can see the skyscrapers of Brisbane.
Where are we and what are you doing?
We are in a place called Cruise Park, which is near Woodford, inland from the Sunshine Coast. And we've been camping for a few days after Moreton Island. And our swag, being 5 years old, is getting a bit leaky. The water seems to be getting through. It seems to be pooling like here. This is like a bit of a gutter, and getting through. And then our mattress is getting wet. So got to do something about it. Thought we'd try the Scotch Guard, see how it goes. But it is old, so we might have to look at upgrading eventually.
So this is a free 24-hour site, and this is my office for the day. We stayed in our Airbnb last night, which was lovely to have a shower, and we were both really busy working the whole time. And now I've got quite a few deadlines to meet, and we're both really missing the van. I'm feeling very nostalgic looking around at everyone else's vans, and yeah, it was amazing to be on Moreton, but it's been pretty stressful trying to balance camping and work the last little bit, so.
It's a lunar eclipse. It's getting pretty cold up here in the mountains, and I think this is a testament to how cold it is. The fridge is on 1 degree, and normally it's set to 3, so it definitely feels like it's around 0 degrees. It's bloody freezing, isn't it? Fingers are numb.
Breathe out, look at the colors come got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feels bottled up inside.
Just got to Imbil Showground and it's $15 a night for 2 people unpowered, which was pretty good. Water, hot showers, and nice place to explore. There's lots around.
I just opened a gallery on the weekend, so yeah, I'd like to do it full time, hopefully soon, by the end of the year maybe.
How many puzzles have you done so far?
There's about 300 in the gallery, about half the puzzles I've done here in 6 years. So.
It's amazing. The size of this one.
Yeah, this is stunning.
A lot of people don't realise what's in here from the outside.
No, not at all.
We didn't know it was a gallery. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. I never get sick of it.
Unreal.
Yeah, that's the biggest as well, isn't it?
No, the 48, this is only 40.
40, okay. Amazing what you can do when you don't spend time watching TV.
That was great.
Yeah, definitely worth having a look. That was pretty incredible. How much time one person can spend doing puzzles. Still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm inspired. An exciting moment just happened.
I just finished a 2-day course and I'm now a therapeutic listening accredited practitioner.
Ew!
Woohoo!
A 2-day course, but it actually took 4 days.
Well, I took my time. There was a lot of neuroanatomy,
So yeah, this has pretty much been us for 4 days. Her on the computer, me making videos. Been relatively relaxing, but
After exploring the islands, we planned on flying back to Sydney for a week for one of our good friends' 30th birthdays. We were fortunate to be staying at a friend's place in Brisbane and had a few days spare before departing, so Sean scrambled to fix the tow ball so we could get the van to a storage yard.
we're back. Haven't slept in it for a month. We missed it dearly. Okay, so I spent a few hours trying to get this old tongue out that snapped off on Fraser. So basically we were going down one of the little headlands onto a beach and there was a drop of probably over half a metre, and then the tow ball whacked the rock and just snapped it off because it's old and rusty. I've always wanted to change it, but I knew it'd be a pain in the ass, and a new tow bar was like $600 or $700, so just sort of never got round to it. But now it's forced my hand because we have no tow ball and we have the van that needs to be moved. So after a couple of hours I can't get it out. It's basically fused together with rust. So the only other option is to try and find a second-hand tow bar. Maybe I'll go to a Wreckers in town. We're in Brisbane, so it should be right. So you can see how fused it is in there. It's a 15-year-old car, so I guess it's probably been in there since the start. So I don't know if this has happened to anybody else. Well, sometimes I'll pull the seatbelt and it'll just lock, and no matter what I do, it will not come out and clip in. So I figured out, many years ago what the problem was, but it's just really annoying that, say you're out shopping and then you have to pull apart your whole seatbelt to all these little pieces, undo. There's a spring
inside here. You have to undo that spring and then you have to wind it back up to put it all back together. But all the problem is this little ball in there that when the car moves around, it lifts this little lever up there, which locks into that mechanism, and that's what locks the seatbelt. But the problem is, it gets dust in there underneath. That little hole there clogs up with dust, and that's it. It just locks the seatbelt. It won't undo. Alright, the next project is probably the most exciting one. I've been waiting like a year to get the back of this enclosed. So me and my mate did the top and the door there about 3 months ago. Now this is the back. They got a guy in Gloucester near where my mum lives. He's excellent at what he does. He does mostly classic cars, auto upholstery. He's an ex-Australian rock star too. He was in the band Old 55, an absolute legend. So that's gonna go across the back there. It's gonna be a bit of work involved. I've got to take all these sail tracks that I put on off, feed them on the outside, and then put the whole thing back on and rivet it back on. And then all the shock cord needs to go down to some lugs that I need to put in around here. A couple of press buttons around the corners for these little tricky things. And we got it all done. Finally have the back of the ute enclosed. Pretty tricky little detail on the corner here. Press stud. A separate bit of bungee cord so I can take the whole back off and put the tailgate down still. Or I can just undo the middle and zip it up, flip it over the top. And to put the kitchen down, it's just a matter of undoing that and undoing that. And then the whole side gate comes down. So there's a few things I have to keep in mind with the design. Really happy with how it finishes. So just doing some much needed maintenance. Gonna check the wheel bearings on the caravan, grease them up if need be, and check the brakes and the handbrake. So that's it, just the two bearings. I'm going to take note of the numbers on them so I can get a spare set when they need to be done, because at the moment they're still good. I'm just going to repack them with grease, put them back in, get a spare set so if something does go wrong or when the time comes I can do it then. I don't have to try and source the part then. Stub axle looks pretty good. Magnet still seems like it's pretty good. So yeah, pretty happy with everything. One way to check the bearings is just give the wheel a shake, and that's the job done. Check out how well the bearings work now. Got the new tow bar from a wreckers today. They charged me $180, which I think is pretty good. It's in decent condition. Finally got it done. Got the new tongue in, the hitch lock. But when this got smashed up on Fraser, the cap for this snapped off, so I just got to epoxy it back on. And then that should be it. These gas struts. So since it has quite a bit of weight on the roof with the aircon and the solar panels I put on, the old gas struts weren't strong enough, and it took 2 people to lift the pop top. They were severely underrated. So I went back to the place where I got those struts from, and he regassed them up for me, no charge, top bloke. They have about 800 newtons in them each now, and there's 4 of them. So it lifts up really easily, and it just takes a little bit of effort to pull it down, which is fine by us. It's so much better than what it was. Don't have to bust your ass trying to lift the pop top anymore. Alright, so the last few days we've been here at a family friend's place. Pat and Helen been very accommodating. They've also taken us out for dinner and had us inside for dinner too. What do you have to say?
We have an ant problem.
Lovely. But
Leave me alone. So what are we doing now?
Locking everything away because we're putting the van in storage while we fly to New South Wales. So yeah, got to make sure that there's not any food for all the ants.
Mm-hmm. And then all our cold stuff, we have to make sure the fridge stays on the whole time we're away.
Bye! We've just arrived to put our van in storage and we are shocked.
That's so tight.
Somehow Sean's got to get the van in there.
Why can't it be one of the drive-through ones? We're gonna back it into that little spot.
Oh no. Wish us luck. Got my little radio ready. I'm very nervous. Keep it coming. Looking really good. You're nailing it. Bloody sweet. Whoa, what was that? Hang on. You hit the caravan on the left, Sean. At least there was no damage to the other van, just to our van. Lost the tail light. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
We good there?
Okay, stop there. Yeah, that's good. I said this is a nightmare. We're never doing it again.
Although it did pretty much nail it the first go, but there's a light on the other side of the awning on this side that just clipped this thing that sticks out on the side of this van, which is basically on the line. We got about 50 mil, and then on this side, corner of the van is basically on the whole line.
This stands, look at all this room it has on this side.
Oh wow, they got a spare 2 meters at the front.
I think they've done it the wrong angle.
Yeah, they should be like that, and we need more room over here.
Yeah.
When he comes out of here and turns, the back of his van is going to swipe our van. This will be our insurance, because that's a bit worrying.
So we've also booked a spot for the car, and somebody's in that one. This caravan here. We're trying to catch a flight. Luckily we left ourselves ample time to get to the airport because this hasn't been a great experience so far.
So if you're wondering what airports are like these days, it's like this. There's just no one in here. Absolute ghost town. Excited to go home? That's a bit of a life update. Jess is stressing out trying to book some flights for tomorrow because the whole reason we came back was the 30th, which is meant to be on this weekend, and Sydney has just basically went into lockdown.
7 local government areas confined to
We
metropolitan
are
Sydney.
up
That's
there.
just one of a raft of new restrictions. No standing in pubs, fewer visitors, and no singing or dancing except at weddings. School holiday trips are all but cancelled for hundreds of thousands of Sydney-siders.
Means we're going to have to postpone the party, and we need to get out of New South Wales ASAP. So I'm going to try and book some flights for tomorrow morning. Right? Well, we're going to bail tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. because we could get stuck here again. That's it. We're flying out tomorrow morning.
I mean, if we make it,
Like,
all the borders are shut
Yeah, but
except for Queensland.
yeah, exactly. She doesn't just get on the news and go, in 5 minutes time the borders, they give people time to get out of everywhere and get home. Usually, okay? That's what they do with all of them.
The New South Wales government will not hesitate to go further and harder if we have to.
Those trying to make it across the border to Queensland before that 1 a.m. cut-off, at which point anyone...
oh no, they just changed it.
Holiday plans for this full term due to wrap up in just a couple of days.
Yeah, we just booked the flights and they just changed the restrictions to 1 a.m.
when we booked 6 a.m. flights.
We have some breaking news out of Queensland now regarding the impending border ban.
Complete lockdown in Queensland.
All of Greater Sydney has now been declared a hotspot, and that includes regions around the city, including the Central Coast.
Tune in next episode to see if we figure out a way to get back to our home, car and everything we own in Queensland. Or if we are doomed to be stuck in another lockdown in the wrong state again.
Train to Newcastle Interchange is delayed by approximately 73 minutes.
Fantastic. We'll most likely miss the train from there to Gloucester, and there's only one a day. 10 minutes later, the train rolls up, and there's no way that we can make it in time.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. There's plenty more exciting adventures to come.